Well, I tried to create a chicken cordon bleu Valentine's Day themed dinner with mashed potatoes and sauteed vegetables and finish it with a quick no-bake strawberry parfait in wine glasses, but it all fell apart. I rushed the process, resulting in bad lighting, plating, some bad plating, and some missed footage. But no need to fret, as I also created a hassle-free chicken cordon bleu in parallel for anyone to prepare. So in the end, that's what I ended up doing. At the end of the video though, I'll have a 20-second montage of what could have been the Valentine's Day version. So let's get started on our hassle-free version. Now, if I was doing the Valentine's theme version, the process would be prep the chicken and refrigerate it for 30 minutes, then start on the potatoes. But since we're doing the hassle-free version, we're going to start with the potatoes because we don't have to refrigerate the chicken. Now, if you want to go straight to the chicken part, skip to 2:35 on the video. Alright, first we're going to peel our potatoes. Now, I normally peel them over a bowl to catch most of the skins for faster cleanup. And by bowl, I mean the garbage can for even faster cleanup, but you run the risk of having the potato fall in the trash. And yes, it's happened. So, best to do it over a bowl. Okay, now cut them into about 1-inch pieces to speed up the cooking process. Put them in cold water as soon as you cut them to prevent them from turning brown. Make sure you add enough water to cover them by about 1 inch. Place them on the stove and season with salt. Raise the heat to max and bring the water to a boil, and then lower to a simmer and cook for about 10 to 12 minutes. Starting them from cold water allows the water and potatoes to heat up together, allowing the potatoes to evenly cook inside and out, making for better mashed potatoes. After 10 minutes, check multiple pieces and see if they are fork tender. If they are, drain them and return them to the pot and start mashing them. Now I'm using a food mill, but you can use a potato masher or even a fork. No matter which way you do it though, make sure that they are hot because it makes things easier. Oh, and never use a blender or food processor to mash the potatoes. They will get all gummy and create a bad texture. After mashing them, add melted butter and mix. Add milk and spurge and mix. Adding all the milk at once makes the potatoes too runny. So, add it a bit at a time and mix well. Then season with salt, pepper, and garlic. Mix it all up and taste. Adjust for seasoning if need be. Cover and set aside. Leave it on low heat for hot holding. Or you can set it aside and reheat it with a splash of milk and mix over low heat when ready to serve. Now heat up an oven-safe skillet to medium-low heat for the chicken. Also set the oven to 350. Now we start on the chicken. First butterfly it by cutting it through the middle, but not all the way through. Stop about a 1/4 inch before the end and open it up. Now lay a sheet of plastic wrap, place the chicken and cover with another sheet of plastic. Here I spray the top with some water to allow the mallet to slide off as I pound the chicken. You can use the bottom of a sturdy pan or roller pin or even a thick bottle like a wine or whiskey bottle per se. Softly pound the chicken until it's all evenly flat to about a 1/4 inch thick. Season both sides with salt and pepper, and a layer of mustard, preferably Dijon. That being said, I only had regular stuff, but something is better than nothing. Now, top with Swiss cheese. You can use cheddar, mozzarella, or even Gouda, really whatever you have available. Next, top with ham or any other cold cut. I ran out of ham while doing the Valentine ones, so I used turkey. Fold over the chicken and cover the cold cuts. Don't worry too much about the exposed areas. They'll get covered with the breadcrumbs for the most part. Set the chicken aside and prepare the 3-part dredge. Add about a cup of flour to the first pan. Add an egg and mix about a 1/4 cup of water to the second pan. And add about a 1.5 cups of panko or regular breadcrumbs to the third pan. Season flour and breadcrumbs with salt, pepper, paprika, and add garlic and onion to the egg wash. Add Italian seasoning or oregano to the breadcrumbs. Mix egg wash, breadcrumbs, and flour. Here I forgot to add the Parmesan cheese to the breadcrumbs. You can also use the fake stuff from the green bottle. Mix and incorporate. Now we're ready to add the chicken. First we cover and pat both sides with flour. Then shake off any excess. Place it in the egg wash and make sure it gets all covered. This was my last piece, that's why almost all the egg and crumbs were gone. Next, cover and pat both sides with breadcrumbs and transfer it to a plate. If making multiple pieces, lay them on top of each other, separating them with either wax or parchment paper. or keep them separate on a large plate or tray. Now add a couple of tablespoons of oil to the skillet, swirl around, and once heated, add about a tablespoon of butter. Once it melts, add the chicken, making sure that to lay it away from you to prevent splashing yourself. Raise the heat to about medium as the chicken cools the skillet. Fry it for about 2 minutes on each side or until golden brown. Check browning and flip with a spatula. In future videos, I'll show how easy it is to toss and flip ingredients without the need of a spatula. Anyway, transfer the skillet to a 350-degree oven for 18 to 20 minutes or until the internal temperature reaches 165. I usually take it out after 3 minutes of it sitting at 150, but don't tell anyone. In the meantime, prepare the zucchini and yellow squash. Cut them in half and slice to about 1/2 inch thick. Heat up another skillet to medium heat. Once the chicken is done, take it out to rest for about 5 to 8 minutes. Add about a tablespoon of butter to the skillet. Once it melts, add the vegetables and coat them with the butter. Try to get every piece to touch the surface of the skillet to brown them a bit. Now raise the heat to medium-high and let them cook for about 2 minutes. Then season with salt, pepper, and garlic. Mix and cook for an additional minute. We want to saute the vegetables but not overcook them. Finish by turning off the heat and adding Parmesan cheese. Mix and set it aside. Now we're going to make the basic Hollandaise sauce, which could be challenging, but I found a video which shows a hack to make an easy version. Link to that video in the description below. Okay, start with a small amount of water in a small pot, about 1/4 inch deep. Once it starts to boil, add the butter. The water keeps the butter from burning. Season with a pinch of salt, pepper, cayenne pepper, and about a tablespoon of lemon or lime juice. Mix it and remove from heat. Let it cool a bit before adding the egg yolks. Now I use 3.5 tablespoons of butter because I'm using 2 large egg yolks. And I use 2 tablespoons of butter when using 1 egg yolk. Because we're going to be going on and off heat, make sure to set the heat to low. Once the butter cools down a bit, after about 1.5 minutes, add the egg yolks. Stir vigorously, incorporating the yolks with the butter. The butter will cook the yolks. Now place the pan on heat for about 30 seconds, continuing to mix. Remove from heat and continue to mix for another 30 seconds. Continue doing this until the desired consistency is achieved, a smooth, velvety sauce. If the sauce gets too thick, it can be thinned out with a teaspoon of water in mixing. Also, the sauce can break, which is when the butter separates, which can also be fixed by mixing a teaspoon of water. But you can skip the sauce if it becomes too much of a pain. Okay, time to plate. Add chicken. It looks like a lot, but it's a thinned out breast. Add potatoes, vegetables, and top with the sauce. After calculating the whole process, this version of the dish will take about 1 hour and 5 minutes to make. As always, the ingredients and instructions can be found in the description below. Hope you guys enjoy this. And now, the 20-second failure montage.